All right, welcome back to the show, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so as you can see on the title, the Great China Squeeze. So what does the Great China Squeeze mean for everybody? I think it's a very good, important thing a lot of people need to understand, right? So with all these Chinese FUD and all these Chinese nonsense that we have, right? Great Chinese crap that we have. Every time we've seen some patterns, and those have been pretty consistent, right? So whenever China brings out a FUD, BTC is more stronger, BTC pumps. Everything has been really, really awesome so far, right? So I'm just being honest with you. I haven't seen any big problems with the China FUD, and we just kind of ignore it. It's just noise. However, this time is different. This time is different because this time they've got the People's Bank of China intervening. They've given the final thing to all the exchanges and everybody. They said anybody dealing in China, mainland China, cannot do anything with crypto. Literally anything. You can't even be a technical support on a phone if it's related with crypto. So you basically cannot talk about anything. And so what does all of this mean? Is China going to be dumping? It doesn't make any sense. And I can't remember where I saw it, but someone actually showed something regarding how China is actually the second largest Bitcoin holder on the planet. Second largest. I mean, goddamn, second largest. That's a lot, right? I forgot how many they have. So Grayscale is number one largest holder. And China has the second largest. Chinese government through, they've seized it from scams and whatnot some of these Chinese people were doing. So the Chinese government owns the second largest amount of crypto on the planet. And then if you combine all the other people, there's a lot of Bitcoin sitting in China. So I'm looking at all of this and I'm thinking, what's going to happen? Are we going to have this squeeze where people are going to start dumping, offloading their Bitcoin and getting rid of all of this? And go, what does all of this mean? Or are Chinese investors being a lot more cautious and more smart and not integrating with the exchanges, like not messing around with the exchanges or anything and actually doing their own thing? What's really going on? Do you know what I mean? So for me, the way I looked at it, I was like, okay, there's one of two scenarios. One, everybody panics, craps their pants and leaves the industry for good and never comes back again. Okay, literally, that's it, right? Okay, adios my amigos, it's all over. Or two, knowing the Chinese as they are, they might be afraid of their governments, but they're shrewd. They're shrewd businessmen, right? They are absolutely shrewd businessmen. They're all about making money. So if they're all about making money and they know there's a lot of money to be made in crypto, I've got a feeling that's all in the clues there. They are moving things away from the mainland, right? They're literally moving things away from the mainland and they're going to be going into kind of not mainland, like Hong Kong or something like this. I think even in Hong Kong, they know it's coming. So there's a lot of people moving away. But then again, you've got masses of Chinese businessmen that don't even live in China. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's really going to impact anybody. And everyone knows there's a lot of money to be made. The government knows. I mean, by now, the government, if they're the second largest holder of Bitcoin, they should have dumped. They could have easily dumped at $65,000. Do you know what I mean? But they didn't. So all of this is indicating that the Chinese government is more bullish than anybody else. They're probably waiting for 100K or maybe waiting for $1 million coin before they dump it. Because they're holding that. Think about it, right? Why would you hold something that you don't trust? So that's what's going on right now. from what I can see. And obviously they want their own crypto to be successful, and that the CBDC coin, the digital yuan, and they want it to stay within the country, and they want other countries and other nations to use their currency, not the free route. So, you know, crypto is freedom, free money. We can basically move borders, do whatever we want as we wish. And they realized that Great Firewall of China couldn't really stop it. Do you know what I mean? Couldn't stop it. So I'm thinking smart money is going to be holding on to crypto, playing the DeFi game, just growing the thing. Pretty much similar to what I've said to many people as well. I said even in England, for example, with the bank dramas and everything, people are having a hard time, you know, sending money over to their accounts, or some people are even having problems when they withdraw. I've recently had someone who withdrew some money, and his bank literally says, "Where did you get the money from?" And the guy's like kind of baffled, and he's like, "Hold on, what are you talking about? It just came from an exchange. Can you not see? Are you so backwards that you cannot see where this money came from? It's not coming from an individual. It came from a business, and the business has sent it here," right? Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of crap that goes on, bureaucracy in the institutions and in the controlled, centralized governments or centralized money system. And of course, I mean, China's just felt it. You've got 1.3 billion people who just felt the force of the Chinese government. I mean, can you imagine that level of control? That's crazy, right? That's like more than I think 1/6 of the planet. They've just literally hushed the 1/6 of the planet. So it's a major thing. So I don't think the people are going to be happy. You know, maybe they're not. They have nothing. They don't have the power, obviously, to do what they want. But I don't think majority of the people are happy with what's going on, because that kind of takes away their financial freedom. And I think people are going to retaliate. But the only way they're going to retaliate is, okay, you're going to take me off the exchange, sod it, no worries. They're probably going to go 100% crypto. So what are you going to do then? Do you know what I mean? Because the only thing they're blocking is you interacting with it now. But anyone who's already got it, there's no way for them to trace them. There's no way for them to track them unless they come back to the fiat gateway. So if they're never coming back to a fiat gateway, well, I think most smart investors know, just stay in crypto forever. It doesn't make any difference for you. And we've got coins like stable currencies like USDT and USDC and whatever, right? You know, it's all there. It's all there. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe. Let's grow the community. This is a channel where you're going to get all sorts of crazy stuff. Also, I see a few people on the stream, but I don't see any chats. What's going on, guys? You guys are all bored, or you just want to listen to me? So yeah, if you have any coins or questions or anything like this, let me know. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about those. No issues at all, right? So yeah, let's move into Bitcoin. What do I see for Bitcoin? Now I'm seeing multiple datas, and I wanted to kind of confirm with you guys. So this is this particular screen, I haven't refreshed it. It's the same one that I posted onto Discord yesterday for someone, and I said, look, this is what we're seeing, what we need to happen. Now, the situation I had yesterday. So yesterday, I had, before 1 or 2 a.m., I think it was, I can't remember, we had 10,000 Bitcoin entering the Planet X. Hi, awesome, bro. Awesome, Planet X. Thank you. Nice of you to join the chat and come to the show. If you're new, please do support the channel by subscribing. That's what we ask for. And I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing on the channel very soon as well. As a little intro, 10-second, my name is Sham. I do crypto, no nonsense, BS, no BS videos. I try and keep everyone calm and just move forward with that, basically. So I'm not here to give the FOMO and this and that. If I think there's a good project, definitely build on it. It's all about a very unique experience. Here, I try and do a lot more with the community than, just give you my personal stuff here. Like, every time hyping or jumping up and down, I don't do that. Most of the time, my camera will be switched off because I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not here to give you that 4K experience of entertainment. No, this crypto is not entertaining. Crypto is dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose your money. So that's what it is. But anyway, so the change we saw just after, and I did post it, I saw how 5,000 BTC, so we had 10,000 plus and then 5,000 minus, that kind of equates to 15,000 BTC left. So I mean, this is absolutely insanely bullish, right? When you see stuff like this, it's bullish, but there was a panic, right? When we saw the 10,000 Bitcoin enter, there was a bit of a panic. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. So I did go back and track it a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I did track it a little bit. I said, all right, what's going on with BTC? Did it enter? Yes, it did. Did it leave? Yes, it did. So we can see the confirmation that the BTC did leave, right? So the exchange balance, exchange reserve is now down. So it's all good. So ultimately BTC is leaving. I'm not sure what happened, why we had so many Bitcoin coming back into the market. But other than that, look, I mean, today, if you look at the market, entire market today, looking very positive, but I'm being a bit cautious, and I'll show you why I'm being a bit cautious about all of this as well. So we can see the markets now pop back over the $2 trillion mark. Absolutely awesome to see. We can see there's a lot of pump happening in altcoins, and I'll show you this from here, for example. You can see where the money is moving in. So we're looking at the volume, and we're looking at the 200 gainers, and you can see money is going into altcoins right now. All right, it's not stopping. I mean, AVAX is back to its previous all-time high that it recently did. Solana took a massive dump, but we'll talk a little bit more about Solana and where we're going from there. So yeah, we can see market leaders and everything absolutely fine. We can see the losers. So let's have a look at the top 200 losers. Cardano's losing right now, XTZ1, XYZ. So, and these are the coins that pumped yesterday, guys. So remember, money recycles. Money doesn't stay in one place. You know, whatever money comes into one coin will go into another and then recycle back into another after the profits have been made. It's a cycle of life, cycle of crypto. Looking at the liquidations, I did look at all the liquidations for all periods. So I just put it onto 12 hours. You can see that liquidations are very good. So that means the traders are not being too stupid, too over leveraged or anything, which is really, really awesome to see. I was looking at a few other metrics. Grayscale, nothing too much. Grayscale still sitting at minus 14%. Whenever we see this, we know that Bitcoin is still cheap, right? Bitcoin is still very cheap. This is when this becomes green and plus, that's when you know Bitcoin's on a full force bull run, right? That's when they put the premium up. So we know all of this, how this works. Here I was tracking the actual spot buy order books, and you can see so far everything looking awesome. KR, welcome, bro. Listening and working at the same time. Awesome, brother. Awesome, brother. So this is what I'm seeing anyway. Everything seems to be really, really good. Also, another thing I was looking at was open interest, and we can see futures and options as well. We can see open interest. So far you can see a lot of people are plus, so which is good. When we're looking at plus, we know that there's positive interest there. When looking at futures as well, you can see that again, some of them are a bit iffy, but total, most people are actually quite positive, which is really, really good. Funding rates, have a look at this. If these all turn out to be green, then that means the market is bullish. Very simple. If they all turn out to be red, means that these guys are struggling. They need to reduce the funding rate in order to encourage people to trade more. Very simple way to see. Hey, bro, Ennis, how you doing, bro? Awesome. Thank you very much for coming to the show. So that's what we got, right? Now, I mean, we've kind of talked about China, right? We've kind of talked about China. So let's go into other stuff and see what's going on. So we've seen some of the metrics. Now let's look at the charts, right? And just stick around with the charts. You know, we don't really have to go too far. We don't have to make this video long or anything like this. So this is the chart I sent over to you. Now, you might be seeing these yellow lines here and thinking, what the hell is this? Well, these are pivot points. These are just marking out where the higher highs and higher lows are. Very simple. It's a very simple way to figure things out, right? So when I'm seeing, for example, and I'll give you a good example here. Let me clean the chart. So let's clean the chart. Let's delete all of this. Clean the chart. So I'm just tracking this from here. I don't have to. Let's just say this was our top, right? Now, when we know this is our top, and we've come back and we've created a lower high. So this is a lower high, you can see here. We know this is telling us that the market trending is downwards now. So this confirms the market is now trending down. So again, when we come and do this, we confirm the market is still trending down. So we've got another, what do you call this? What do I just do here? Interesting. Very interesting. There it is. I was wondering what the hell is it? Where's my thing gone? Okay, so we've created another lower high here, right? So we've got these two lower highs. This confirmed that basically we went down, and when we have this kind of a situation, we know we've just created this trend, and you can see how we broke the trend, and I'll show you exactly where we broke the trend. So the moment we went above this one neckline, we broke the trend. So here we can see we broke that trend absolutely fine, and this is when now we've started having a higher high. So we use the low and we say, okay, now we've got a higher high, right? So we've got a new trend forming, which gives us a higher high. And where are we right now? So we can see this particular data here, and this is where we are. So when we use this data, and just for the sake of it, I'll just use this as a trend line. I say, okay, this is my new trend line. All right, well, ultimately I should put it on the bottom, but that's not the point. The point is just below so we're using the top marks anyway. So we see this here. So now for us to be bullish, what we need, and this is what I want to show you, what we need to have is from this particular point, we need to go to, say for example here, right, and I'll just close it here. We need to break this actual line here. Right, what we need to do in order for us to change the trend, we need to break above this line. This is the main point we have, and we need to go above this and create a new higher high in order for us to confirm. So before this, guys, don't be over bullish. That's all I'm going to say to you. Everything is indicating that there may be another pullback just in between all of this, right? And remember, for us to have a low, if we get a low below this, then it's a lower low, right? Which tells us the trend has changed and now we're going bearish again, right? So if we go below this one line here, then we are bearish. But as long as we can go above this, we're fine. And then here, for example, we've got one more trend line here. I'll show you. So we've got one more trend line here. If we go below this trend line, 1 second, bro, 1 second. So what you can see is if we go back to this line, then this would give us another low. So if we have, say, for example, a pattern that goes here and comes back to here, unfortunately, this gives us a low, which is lower than this. And that means the trend now is moving downwards. So obviously, these are some of the things that we'll do on the education pack as well. But just wanted to make you understand that, you know, when we're looking at a daily time frame, of course, the indicators we have here are showing everything is super solid. But actually, is it super solid when you go higher time frames and everything? Is it super solid? So far, this is so confused to me. Look, if you look carefully, you can see this area has become so confused. It doesn't really know what to do. Do you know what I mean? So when we're looking at this kind of an indecisive thing happening here, we need to worry a little bit and we need to stay cautious, right? We need to stay absolutely cautious. So when I'm looking at this, I've also mentioned one other thing to somebody else as well. I said, look, we've entered the channel. So what we've done is right now here, from here to here, we've entered this channel. Right, we've entered this specific channel here, and when we have a channel here, we've got to be very cautious because we don't know what we're doing here. I wouldn't trade. So I mentioned yesterday, I said, look, you know, I'm not going to be trading or anything like this. You want to get out. If you're trading, you want to get out. So this is what it is. It looks like it's going up, but look, this is a channel. So when we're in a channel, it's very dangerous because channels can break out or break down. So in this case, for example, we were in a channel here, and you can see how we basically broke out of this channel just here, right? So you can see this, and so this is why you have to be very careful how you pursue this market. But that's another way of forecasting exactly what's happening on. And if we look at larger time frame, this is another thing that's been worrying me as well. So when I'm looking at a larger time frame and I'm looking at the stochastic RSI and the RSI itself, all I'm seeing is basically, look, we want to come down. Everything wants to come down, right? So it's indicating to us, guys, we've got another week or two of coming down. It's very rare that, and I mentioned this as well, where we reverse back up again, but we're too close. We might as well come down here and then move the cycle. This doesn't change anything, and the price could still go up while this is bearish. It doesn't matter. This is only showing that the momentum is down a little bit, so the interest isn't high, and we can confirm that because we know the altcoins are pumping, not Bitcoin, right? So this is all confirming, right? So there's not much interest in BTC right now. People are more happy to go and play with something else. You know what I mean? They're not interested. So makes sense. But when everybody decides to take all their money out of the altcoins and pump BTC, that's a different story. So at the moment, we kind of wait and analyze where it can go with the charts. Yeah, we still have a week or two of time. Exactly. So everything is indicating. So even though we're bullish, we're super. So if you use this, for example, if we go to a shorter time frame, right? So actually, let's start with the longest time frame. So when we're looking at the monthly, what we're noticing is the stochastic RSI is picking up, but the RSI is saying no, we're not ready yet. So we can see this is confirming that the people's sentiment, the money power, that the people's emotional power, and that's how we want to translate a relative strength, right? And we say people's psychology is down. They're not really supporting BTC as much. They're not happy with BTC, with all the FUD and all the stuff. We can see the sentiment here. We can see traders are very bullish, and we've seen this confirm on the liquidation events, right, where traders are over bullish, and you know they want the market to go up, and then obviously they got wrecked, right? We can see this area here. So this is all confirming right? So it just makes sense, right? Now when we move over to short time frame, when we go to the weekly, we can see the same thing showing pretty much here. It's like, look, market wants to go down. There's just not much confidence here. Traders are losing confidence because of how many burnouts they're getting, and people are not supporting the sentiment. So we can see this still coming in here, right? Now, when we move to daily, we see this area here, and this is like the funniest thing you can ever see, right? Where you have this zone here, and this just looks confusion. Look how confused this area is. Look how confused this area is. Do we go up? Do we go down? Do we go up? Do we go down? What do we do? It's become confused. So here everything was fine. When you look here, you can see on the 21st of September everything was fine until we had that major dump and all that crazy stuff. And look what's happened right now. People are confused. They're just panicking. They're just panicking. Like, what do we do? Do we trade this? Do we not trade this? Now let's move over to 4-hourly chart, for example. On the 4-hourly chart, overbought, we want to come down. It's all saying, look guys, again, heated up. So everything was looking good here, big confusion here, but other than that, we went up, fine, but looks like we're going to come down now. So we've got to wait for this to settle down and see how far it comes down. When you're looking at an hourly, you can see that, again, sentiment is coming down. Traders are getting more comfortable, so anybody who had to sell, they've done their oversold, they've sold off enough, now they're ready to go back in again. So we can see all of this data kind of coming and confirming to us exactly what the market's doing without even looking at a single candle. Do you know what I mean? Without looking at a single candle, we can see everything that is happening right now and where we are. So all I'm going to say is just be cautious if you're trading, and this is a warning for the traders, because I know some of you guys like to trade. Just a warning for the traders. Wait for us to come back here. So what I'm trying to say here, if the market trend is still up, and if the trend, for example, let's use an arrow, and we're trending upwards here, for example, right, and this is the trend line, right, we're just trending on this, and we come back to this neckline, then you know it's a solid. As if we don't get rejected here, then it's fine, because we might still get rejected here. And if we can break above this, then we're super solid. And this is on a higher time frame. We just look at it on a daily as well, right? For example, here daily, you can see we just got to break this one neckline for us to continue the upward momentum. Because look, when we go down and we create these lower highs, it's a downward momentum. So that means it's going to push it down even further, right? And these areas become cancellation points. Right, so hope this kind of makes sense. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. So again, when we're doing trend lines and everything, we've got to really understand what the trend is right now. You know, so currently, for example, I'm sure many of you. Oh, sorry. Let me delete all of this. So I'm sure many of you have seen some people show you this, right, as the trend line, which is absolutely bang on. This is the trend line, but the trend confirmation and the trend cancellation, right? So trend confirmation would be, for example, if we go bounce here, trend confirmation, trend is going down. However, trend cancellation is when we break this neckline here, that's a trend confirmation. When we break another neckline here, this is a trend confirmation. Now this trend itself says to us that we're going the opposite direction. Do you see what I mean? So as soon as we break this, it is showing us that we want to go the opposite direction, and we start doing this kind of a move. Okay, so that's how we understand, and we stay calm and see what the chart is doing for us, and you know what it's showing us. So stay calm. That's what I'm going to say. A few more days, guys. Right, let's have a look and see what else is going on. What I notice is that altcoins are getting hyped. Yes, that isn't bad, right? No, altcoins getting hyped is a great thing. What we see is when altcoins get hyped, what we need to see is, it's all great if one thing happens on the chart, and that is this. So when I'm seeing altcoins hyping and I'm seeing the dominance also hyping, that's not good. What we need to see, altcoins hype, Bitcoin dominance drop, right? But if the reason this is hyping, and I can tell you exactly why, let me show you. Look, it's DeFi. So these are all decentralized finance. What that means is people are taking their Bitcoin, their Ethereum, and they're earning interest on all of this. That's what's going on. Decentralized finance is pumping the market. And that includes Bitcoin, as you just saw. I just demonstrated here on the chart. You can see, look. So this is not really an altcoin pump. This is more of a decentralized finance pump, which is increasing people's portfolio, making people more money, right? This is all it's doing basically. So that's what's happening right now. You can see that people are locking their money in. For example, there are companies like, you know, those saving where you earn interest. because people are not so confident about what the market's about to do, and some people are like, well, I'm hodling anyway. So what they've done is companies like Nexo, companies like Celsius, companies like BlockFi, right? Or even there are some yield farming protocols out there like automatic money makers. And what they've been doing is literally just plugging it into there and earning interest. I mean, I had a test on one of the platforms. So I mentioned Celsius, and I said, look, how I don't like the terms and conditions, and I don't like the terms and conditions. But what I did do was I did put some Polkadot there that I can afford to lose. So I had some, and I said, okay, I'm going to send some Polkadot over there that I can afford to lose, and let's see what it does. So as a test, I sent it there. I earned some interest today. And it's only been a week. So what they've done is basically a week later. So they're sending it every week. You know, some of these guys, they do every month. Some of these guys do every week. So you got to test it. You got to see what's going on. And that's what I did. I braved out. I tested it. So I'm making money. Do you know what I mean? I'm earning money. And now I can choose to have it in my choice of currency, which is awesome. So, and I've chose the native, obviously. But that's what's going on. So we need to see this dominance drop. This red box is a very important red box. If we get this red box and alts are pumping, the market is doing exactly what it needs to do. Because once it goes into this red box, all the altcoins will dump and BTC will start pumping. When BTC dominance starts to grow, altcoins are going to suffer big time. And when altcoins suffer big time, expect that 100k BTC. So those of you who want to see 100k BTC, we need to break this. Right, even here, for example, we do have a trend line forming here. So I don't know if you can see this, right? So we have this downward trend here, right? We have these low, you know, you can see these lower lows and lower highs. So provided we stay here, we're fine actually. What I'm going to say is we don't want to go above this. That's bad. That's bad. You know, we need BTC to go and do another lower low, right? What we wanted to do is probably come back here and what am I doing? Come back here and go down here and do this. That's what we want. That is going to give an altcoin explosion, right? But if this trend reverses right now and it starts to go up like this, we got a problem on our hands, because that means all of our big investments in the alts are going to get annihilated. It's a sign that the market's coming to an end. Right? It's a sign that that's the end of the bull run. It's a sign telling us that, guys, be prepared to sit around with your shit coins and get wrecked. So stay cautious. Watch this line. It's very, very important. You can take a screenshot if you want. But what's most important thing is, remember, this top line here, we do not want to go above this red line. If we go above this red line, we are totally screwed. Okay? We want to go down. We don't want to go above this red line. So just stay cautious on this one. But DeFi is looking also. I mean, DeFi, there's a lot more coming on in DeFi as well. So when you look at DeFi, you can see there are plenty of other projects coming in. DeFi is just, I mean, look at it. It's just on a rip. You know what I mean? It's just doing its thing, doing fantastic. I mean, when you look at these, it's not a higher high, but it's matching enough and it's doing pretty cool, right? So you can see how it, you know, we just use this data, for example, right? It wants to move up, and this is a good pattern. We've got this upward moving pattern, which means DeFi has a lot more room to grow. And remember, most of the institutions, that's what they like. They like DeFi. They want to make more money. They're not here to make more Ethereum or make more Bitcoin. So that's that. Yep, and it's got that anyway. So yeah, that's it's not a bad thing, but it will pump BTC. Of course, people are getting impatient and stupid because of the ups and downs. Yes, so people are losing concentration. That's the most, I think that's the right way to say this, right? People are actually losing concentration, because what people are not noticing is that, you know, while there's a FUD on one, there's a pump on the other, right? So while something's dumping, there's a pump on something else, right? And people are too emotional, and they're kind of moving with what the market's giving them, not what the market's doing itself, right? So, you know, for example, when I'm in market, I'm talking about the manipulators and everybody. When the news breaks out, oh, Cardano's doing awesome. Like recently, actually, Cardano's doing awesome, right? So Cardano's does awesome. Everybody's now all hyping into Cardano. Tomorrow, Solana comes and says, well, I'm going to do this. And then Solana starts pumping. Tomorrow, they say, oh, okay, this is bad. This is had a hack. I'm going to go into Bitcoin. Boom, Bitcoin pumps. So it's just this whole continuation of this, how, you know, people's emotion is moving around. This is the thing. It's like, you know, that's why we use the people sentiment, right? The relative strength index is actually to do with the people sentiment. This is all people sentiment. You know what I mean? So human sentiment, yellow line, human sentiment. Let's track human sentiment. Human sentiment seems to be pretty confused right now. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit silly for me to say it like this, but that's what it is. That's what it is. And I mean, I don't even have to say it. You just saw me draw it, right? So this is definitely a ascending triangle. So I'll just leave it there. I'm not going to go into triangles right now, because the only triangle you should have is discipline, strategy, all right, and risk management. That's it. Very simple. If that's the only 3 points you need, right? If you're ever you want to be in this game, this is the only things you ever need to do. You do this, right? You do this. You draw this box and you write something basically besides it, and you say, I want. So number one, you do discipline, you do D, right? You do strategy, okay? And you do risk. And it doesn't matter which corner you put it on. This is your cycle of life. This is how the trading should work. This is your cycle, right? Everything needs to be done in this particular way. I don't know, I might even make a logo out of it, but that's what it is. You have to have discipline. You need to have a strategy. You need to know your risk management, and you're the boss in crypto, full stop. So once you understand all of these things, everything's fine. But if you're going to let anything, for example, something called news enter this, then this will break that chain. This will break that cycle, and you're asking to get wrecked. So that's that. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to, where are we? Yeah, okay, we don't need this. We are kind of hovering around the channel, so we are still in danger, and the channel does tell us that if we did re-enter again, we would come back and test these bottom levels here. But this chart, as you know, hasn't changed. We're still on track. Everything's still on track, so we're going to leave this there. Ethereum, as you can see, look, I know some people are going to say, oh, it's about to break the trend. Actually, it's not. So please be careful what you hear, what you see, right? Don't let others tell you what's going on. Look at the facts, what the chart is telling you. The chart right now has just said, look, we've got this major downtrend here. So this is a bigger pattern, right? And then we've got this mini patterns forming here. So we can see this, you had this low, high, right? So this is where we need to go basically. Right now, you can see we still have this micro level here. And then we still have this major level here to confirm a complete reversal. So unless we do this, unless we start having a pattern where we go, we've had this, we do this, we come back here, we've done this, we break this, fair play, no problem, and then we do whatever and then go here, then if this doesn't happen, then we do not get ourselves a upward trend line, and we're kind of screwed. So please do understand all of this. So Ethereum, I'm just going to say, be cautious. I know some people are trading it, making some serious money, which is awesome. But guys, whenever we're inside a consolidation zone, do not trade, because it's very, very dangerous. And how do we know we're in a consolidation zone? It's very simple. If you go into these slightly lower time frames, you can see how we're bouncing around within these specific zones. So since we've been here, we've been bouncing around these area. That's a consolidation zone, because it's not really giving us 100% whether we're going up or down. I know some people bring out patterns and say, oh, we got a head and shoulder, or we got the only head and shoulder you got is the one that a German company, is it a German company? I can't remember. I think it's Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, that's it, not German company. That company makes for dandruff. Other than that, everything else is super awesome. So let's see what happens. But yeah, don't trade this. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, because you got channel within a channel. Very, very dangerous channels here. You can see another channel here. Very dangerous, so be careful. Cardano. This was all of our previous lines. I'm going to leave them as they are, not to worry. We were supposed to hold this line here, as you can see. Now you can see we've come back and we've been testing and failing around this line. Again, what does all of this tell us? When we're looking at this chart for what it is, we can use the wicks. I'm going to use the wicks if I have to. Doesn't matter, because what I'm looking for is facts. We can see, okay, we broke trend here, but we haven't confirmed the break of the trend, because the break of the trend confirmation is mini trend here, and the other trend is technically is here. You can use the body or the wick, it doesn't matter. You can say this or that, doesn't matter, but this is what it is. So this would give us the reversal pattern that we're looking for. Again, same again, we need to do this, come here, do this, and then we've confirmed. So as soon as we break this, now we're on an uptrend. Happy days, guys. Look, this is a classic example of what a sideways channel looks like. Classic example. So if you just look at this, if you just put this here, for example, look at this. This is a classic example of a sideways channel. Completely undecided. No idea what this is going to do. I mean, of course, we can use all of this and say, well, guys, we're getting ready to go and pump at some point. But look, every time we've attempted it, we failed. Every time we've attempted it, we failed, because this is a sideways channel. So this is where you don't trade. When you see a movement like this, where we've got this high and the market doesn't really go low or go high, we're not creating any higher lows or higher highs or lower lows or lower highs, we've got a problem, right? So hope that kind of makes sense. Solana. So I was looking at Solana with a greater pattern, seeing the trend for what it is. And so far, it seems to be okay. We do seem to be kind of testing, coming back to this mini trend, which is okay. So when we look at Solana, so for example, I'll show you what I mean. So when I'm looking at this, we can see we're coming back to test this mini trend here. Right, this mini trend here, we're coming back to test this mini trend line here. This will give it a nice little reversal. The second one we need is this one to confirm that that's what we're doing. So what the pattern we're going to see is we want to go, I mean, we've come from here anyway. So let's do. So when we have this, we've confirmed here and we've confirmed here, and now we're going to the roof, the moon, and happy days, we create brand new all-time highs. Do you know what I mean? So so hope this all kind of helps. Now let's do some coins. What coins are you talking about? Let's have a look and see what's going on. Be awesome. SHIB about to do something brewing today. They tweeted how many SHIB you think Elon holds. I'm not following SHIB. I told you SHIB is one of those that I've locked it away. Recently I've actually staked some as well. So I had some on Coinbase. Sorry, not Coinbase. I had some on Binance. And the fee was so high. Their Binance was charging me like I think like 100,000 SHIB to transfer it out. So, but then I realized they do a staking function for, I think it was like 90 days. So the one I found was a 30-day one. So I just locked it. I just locked it for 30 days, and I said, sod it, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to move here because I'm not going to pay you 100,000 SHIB. We don't have to talk about. Let's have a look. Ennis has some money in altcoins. Listen, altcoins are okay. Remember, I told you the trick to navigate altcoins. I know some people are not going to tell you this, right? And I don't care how many people hate me for it, but I always tell people, when you've made money in something, right? When you made a specific amount of money in something, just take your initial out. Just take your initial out. I mean, say for example, you bought Ethereum at $1,000, and now Ethereum's sitting at $3,000. All you got to do is take your $1,000 out. You're still in profit for $2,000, for God's sake. Of course, okay, I've taken 30% off the market. I would have made 30% more. Yeah, but that's 30% more. No sleep, worry all the time, panic. But if you took your initial investment out, there's nothing. You've got no panic, no worries, complete worry-free, and you're financially free. You've got nothing to worry about. So let's have a look at Ennis. Ennis says D-buy. Let's have a look at D-buy. D-buy. This one here, don't buy. Interesting. So the coin is called don't buy, and everyone's interested in it. Interesting. Let's have a look and see if there's any information about don't buy. Creators and fans, where music is exclusive, personal and decentralized. Okay. D-buy is a rebase token that automatically adjusts the circulating supply given at a time to maintain price that is pegged to Tesla. So this is pegged to Tesla. Interesting. So let me go back here. Pegged to Tesla. Okay, I don't think I have to comment anymore. I mean, I'm not reading any. I'm just telling you what they said. Right? This is what they said. So that's what they said. Yeah. Pegged to Tesla. Okay, they have a lot coming for them. Great. Phase 3 marketplace release. Isn't that on the marketplace already? I don't know. I mean, look, I've seen quite a few of these. Okay. I've seen quite a few of these, and I'm cautious. Like there was one someone mentioned yesterday to me, and they were like, "Can you track it?" Because they can't track the token. It's not on the coin market cap, anything. They said, "Can you track it? Find it for us." I found it. Right, I found it, and I said, "Okay, great. Everything is happy days." And I showed it to them, and I said, "Look, this just screams scam to me." And I'll show you the coin. Look. This is the coin they were talking about. I mean, first of all, we don't have iPads like this, so I'm already seeing a problem. This is stock footage with some images print. iPad like this? Seriously, guys, you're creating something? And then the thing that flagged to me was they said blockchain ecosystem for finance and investment, right? All these fake stuff, that's fine. They're calling themselves a blockchain research whatever. First hardware for fully whatever. All of this information here just screams and shouts to me that they are not what they say they are. They're definitely not what they say they are. You know what I mean? So you are buying something to give money to them so they can go around and do this. You're literally giving your money away. This picture just killed it for me. I mean, this is a stock picture of it. This is fine, whatever. This just killed it for me. This, honestly, I'm not joking. This just destroyed this whole project for me. As soon as I saw that. Do you know what I mean? As soon as I saw that, it just destroyed it for me. So that's the stuff you need to really, really understand. I mean, they're promising a lot. There's crazy amounts of promises here, guys. But that picture just destroyed it for me. You know, and when somebody's telling you generate profit, I'm thinking, hold on, you're telling me how much profit I'm going to make? So you're telling me to speculate on your thing because how much profit I'm going to make? No, you're not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? So no comments on that. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm just going to leave it there. And then this one here, rebase pegged to Tesla. I mean, do they even realize what this means? I mean, they might be meaning something, but when they say pegged to Tesla, do they even know what pegged means? When a dollar is pegged to a dollar, a USDT is pegged to a dollar, it's always a dollar. So please do understand these kind of stuff. Don't jump into the hype. Stick to the big boys. The big boys aren't going to make you lose money. Right. In fact, if you want to go, I'll show you something else. Hold on. If you really want to do something, go to a website called DeFi Llama. Let me see if I can find it. Go to a website called DeFi Llama and go to chains. And here you'll find that there's only 40 chains. Here you got 40 actual blockchains. Go and invest anything you want in this. And this is not a financial advice, but I'm telling you, go and invest every single money you have in every one of these. And guess what? You're not going to lose money. They are actual blockchains. This is an actual technology. And they didn't charge you to build their technology or take a promise. They didn't tell you you're going to make money, earn interest, or earn a great living. They didn't tell you. They just built a blockchain. They built an infrastructure. And people are building on them. People are building their protocols on them. Look at, for example, SushiSwap. Look on how many chains it's running on. Right? These are the protocols. So now you can see everything for yourself. These are the chains. These are actual blockchains. Go and see what they're doing. Go and see how many protocols they're running. Go and see how much money they have. So when you're looking at all of this, look, total value locked, 125 billion. Here, how many value locked? 16 billion. You can find trust by just looking at TVO. Here, for example, just look at TVO. You can just find your value there, and you can find the coins that you want. Here's a coin I'm holding. I love that. Here's a coin I'm holding. I love that. Here's a coin I've been holding. I love that. Here's a coin I gave up on. Forget that. Here's a coin I'm holding. You see what I mean? So when it comes to all of this one, that's not a coin. So please don't. This is a blockchain. They don't even have a coin. Again, look at this. A layer 2 solution that doesn't even have a coin. Maybe in the future they might. Right? There's so many here, guys, so many here. So please do understand what you're getting into and stick around with the established one. And my bet, what I would say as a, just the smart way to do things. You want to stay low risk, you stay to the big boys. You want to take a little bit of a higher risk, go to these guys. I mean, look, whatever that is, Palm Chain has only $69 in there. Go for it. Go for it. Put another $69. You probably own 100% of that. You know, here's another one. Talos. Someone's copied it. Yeah, $494,000. Go for it. Do you know what I mean? Take your high risk in these, but be careful. That's what I'm going to say, right? You know, we know what is what. We know what is established, what is actually genuine, what is vetted. You know, where the money is, where you want to be. It's all here, right? And ultimately, for somebody who doesn't understand all of this stuff and digging around, look, it's very simple. It's all here. Stick to these and you'll be fine. So, yeah. OC, awesome, bro, awesome. I need to start making my initial. Exactly, I'm at a loss. Why are you at a loss? You should have taken your money out already, bro. I told you yesterday, you should have been taking your money out. I told you, I warned you all yesterday what I'm seeing and how it looks. And how, you know, I'm expecting the market to go down. Obviously, we didn't see the dump. Now, I was expecting a dump around 8 a.m. I didn't see a dump around 8 a.m. So, again, that kind of makes me worried. It's like, okay, why didn't we dump around 8 a.m.? Makes me worry a little bit. Or did we have it? So, we did have a little bit of a dip around, where is it? Yeah, so we had a little bit of a dip around this 5 a.m. 5 a.m. 9 a.m. he actually pumped. But it wasn't significant enough, right? So we did have kind of some movements there, but not the greatest. You can see here. So what happened around 8 a.m.? Actually, 7 to 8 a.m. we did dump. Look, we did dump. But we just didn't dump as far as we should. Market just became really, really bullish. So I'm not sure what's going on. OC says, no, I put 100 EU on BTC and I am at 80 right now. I'm expecting BTC to go up in a few weeks again. Oh, okay. So when did you buy BTC? This is what I'm asking. Like, when did you buy BTC? Didn't you buy BTC at the lows here? Because if, by my calculation, you should have bought around here somewhere. You should. Did you buy here? Are you crazy? Oh my days. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, if you DCA, dollar cost average, into BTC, even now, whether it goes up and whether it goes down, it doesn't make any difference to you. Okay? But remember, these are all channels and these are all actual traffic zones that we're going to find some serious problems. But if you're buying, you know, and you have the intention to hold it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years is recommended, then your money's fine. I mean, in 5 years' time, you should see that $100 be at least worth 500. You know what I mean? You bought it at 43. Well, it's okay. In that case, you should be up. You should be up. If you bought it at 43, you should be up because currently we're at 43.5. So you should be up a few percentage. Anyway, I hope the video is informative, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Share with another. Share with your friends and family. You know, if you think they find value. Also, I wanted to talk, leave a message here for everybody. So the education thing I'm about to do, everybody needs to be prepared for all of that. And I want to get an average timetable of when everybody's actually available. So all I'm requesting is if you're on Discord, please just let me know your availability time so I can check the time and then I can find myself an average. I realize that I can do a video like this and have a few people, or it's better for me to pre-organize this on a set date and say, guys, this is the day we're going to spend an hour or 2 hours going through the modules and what we're going to be learning. And I think it will be a lot more informative. Of course, everybody has to be there. So it's not just me on a chat and this and that. No, we're going to be there. We're going to be on a video call. We're going to be doing it. But none of this material will be released. So this, the 10 courses that I want to do, we're not going to release, okay? Try and do it on UK time, like UTC. So try and give me the UTC time availability. I'll work out what's the average time for everybody and I'll set it around that time on a specific day, and then we move forward from there. And hopefully everybody can join and benefit from it, and then you can ask me questions, answers and whatnot, and then we go from there, because it's going to be a real thing. You know, I want to do it live with you guys because I can show you all sorts of crazy stuff like I did here, for example, earlier on, right? That's all, you know, easy to do, but that doesn't really explain, and you may have many questions. Actually, talking about questions, oh my days, I just realized someone did mention something earlier on, so let me get rid of all of this. Give me a second. I just realized earlier on, free energy, I'm not sure who he is here, if he's on the actual if he's here, I'm not sure. He did mention something, so let me get rid of some of these. Give me a second. I don't need this, I don't need any of this. He asked me for something, and I'm gonna kill the chart. Right, let's kill this. And he asked for something about Bitcoin logarithmic, so I want to show him. So I use a log chart. This is a non-log chart. You can see here, this is a long log chart. And all a non-log chart does is kind of zoom into those areas when I'm basically moving into that zone. So I have to manually kind of zoom in to see what really happened during that time. That's a non-log chart. So what I usually do, I use a log chart, which kind of, well, not right now. I didn't do it right now. So I use a log chart, which usually just balances out for me. And then I use it on auto. So doing it on auto, which means it will auto scale for me. So as I'm moving along, it will automatically scale everything for me. So I'm doing that. Now, when I'm using a logarithmic chart, it does everything automatically for me. So if I just type in Bitcoin log chart, right, you can see the logarithmic curve. It will automatically fit everything for me. So even though it's auto, I can go auto or manually, it doesn't matter. If you look at this, this comes up slightly different, but the lines are exactly the same position. It just looks better when you do this, right? So that's what I'm doing. And also try and use it on a higher time frames, and you get more candles and you can see this entire data, and it will do this automatically. Okay, and over time these lines do adjust. So for example, if we did break below the line, over time it will actually eventually start adjusting. So you know, once it finds the curve, it will actually find those curves. So it's very simple. Bitcoin log chart, just type in Bitcoin log, it will come. And then in order to get the log, you can do it like this. You can use a manual to obviously fit it all inside, or just use the auto to go to a specific location and see exactly what's going on. So for example, I want to see here, that's what I'm saying. And this is drawn automatically. This is algorithmically drawn. So it's a good way for me to just use it without doing anything. And there's a lot of other tools that I use. You know, again, I try and simplify things rather than complicate things. For example, when I do my higher highs, lower lows, right, I'll just use this and it will give me all the pivot points, and I can use any one of them. I like to use this one here, and you can see how it draws all the higher highs and higher lows to me, and it tells me where we are in the market, right? So we know this was a, you know, a low. And we know this was confirming that the market wants to go down, so we can see this, and we know the moment we broke this neckline, we are now on a bull trend again, and we're still in the bull trend actually, funnily, because we're still in this pattern. As you can see, this pattern is still forming, so we haven't completed this cycle yet. And then you can obviously apply other methods to it, like your ABC and whatnot. Let's have a look at the chat. Last night I have a lot of Dogecoin at 28. Jeffrey Montoya, hey, welcome bro, how you doing? So you have a lot of Dogecoin at 28. Should I sell and buy again way low and make profit on the down market as soon as it goes up a little and rocks the bottom? Okay, hold on, I don't know what you just said. Right, okay bro, you bought it at 28 cents Dogecoin. You want to dump your Doge, right? Hold on, let me see if I can get some Doge here. I think that would be one of the worst strategies I've ever heard of, but let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. So you bought Doge at, what the hell, not Doge D. Dogecoin. Let's do this. Right, let's do this. Doge. So you bought it at the 28 cents level and you want to sell. Right, so 28 cents would be, let's have a look, approximately here. Yeah, right, close to here, so around here basically. So you bought it around that level, and today we're sitting at 20, and you want to sell. Sorry, I'm confused. Why would you want to sell? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. When we're looking at this, right, on a daily time frame and everything, so far what we're seeing, and let me get rid of all of this. So far what we're seeing is still trending up. It's actually not down. Of course it needs to invalidate these trend lines, but it's not that far. It's only pennies, right? So when you're looking at this, I'm good bro, I'm groovy FT, I'm okay. But the question is you want to sell at 28. Why would you do that? Listen, it doesn't matter what price you buy. Okay, let me explain this to you. So you bought it at 28, but now you want to sell it, dump it at 20 cents, and then pick it up at 16. But do you know it's going to go to 20 cents? Do you know it's going to go to 16? What if tomorrow you dump it at 20 cents, you're hoping to get it up at 16, but it pumps all the way to 70? What are you going to do then? I understand you're down, right? So when you're down, what you need to be doing is, and I don't recommend this to anybody, what you should be doing is trading it. You should be trading it, or what you need to be doing is doing something completely different, what a lot of people don't do. So you do a different pair. So for example, you do Doge, right, to BTC, for example. So you do a different pair and you see how that pair is performing. So you know Doge is performing very bad to Bitcoin. Okay, fine. That's not what pair we want to look at. You look at Doge to Ethereum, for example, and see how Doge is performing with Ethereum. It's still performing bad. So the only one that Doge is actually surviving is Doge USDT, sadly. So what you sometimes, a lot of people don't realize this. Like, let's see if it does with Cardano. No, it wouldn't do it. So a lot of the time you can actually use these to actually go and trade another pair, you know. What I'm going to recommend to you, I mean, obviously you FOMO'd in with all of this. I want to sell at 20. Oh man, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to tell you. This is a tough one. Dogecoin is one of those. It's like, it's a risk coin. Why would you put 5k in there and lose 5k? Do you know what I mean? If you're down 5k, why would you do that? And from 28 to where you are now, we don't know if it's gonna go down any further, because the trend is still up. If you look carefully, this is an upward trend line. You see what I'm talking about here? This is an upward trend line. So the trend is still up, because you can see here, look how perfectly, if you look carefully, we're actually, let me show you this. So you see this neckline here, this is a micro neckline. We're so close to this neckline. That changes the trend of this, right? And then obviously once we move forward, you can see how we have all of these other levels here that we just can beat. If the market's trending up, you don't want to take that risk. And this is one of the reasons, again, guys, again, be careful what you put into what, and don't follow the hype. Don't follow the hype, because you're going to get wrecked. Only put money you can afford to lose, not big money like the way you would do. I mean, big money or games will coins like Cardano, coins like Solana, coins like Polkadot. Those were big money games. I'm not sure when you bought it, but I've been mentioning on this channel many times. Those were all big money games. You know, and they all have pumped. I mean, if you look at some of my earlier videos, you'll see Ethereum sitting at $400-$500. And we were talking about, these are big money games. These are all going to pump, right? And they've all done it. And they're sustainable. That's the key. The word is sustainable. This is not sustainable because it has infinite supply. Now, what you got to do, my opinion to you, is wait for Elon Musk to do another pump. Damn, bro. My advice to you is hold, bro. If you've lost it, you've lost your $5 down, you're going to be potentially losing another few grand, hoping to catch it at 16k, 16 cents. And it might not come back up again. It might keep on going down, or it could do the opposite. You sell hoping you're going to get 16, and it pumps all the way to 30, and now you've lost more money. You know what I mean? So you got to be very careful with this kind of stuff, bro. Very, very careful with logarithmic lines. So I know who you are. Awesome. I have actually mentioned it, the logarithmic lines. I have actually already shown it here as well. So I hope you've seen all of this, what I've done. And I'll demonstrate one more time for you. So let me go back into BTC. I need an index chart. BTC USDT. I need an index chart. All right, let me get the index chart, and let's put this logarithmic chart all over again, right? So what we're looking for, very simple. We go to the indicators and we type in Bitcoin log, and it will bring this. Once this comes on, you can see, let me put it on a, so we put it on a higher time frame. A daily or a weekly is better. And then here, where it says auto, you can put auto, which gives you the log. So this is giving the auto log, and then just auto to scale it into the thing. And that's how you're just going to basically keep it there. But even if you don't have auto, it doesn't matter. It just means that it's not going to scale automatically, but ultimately the lines will fit. So I don't know if you notice, if I take the log off, and I'll show you what I mean. I take the log off, the chart reacts in a particular way. I'll show you. Give me a second. Let's do this. Now, if I put this on, it will react differently. Can you see this? it would automatically fit it in there, but it doesn't change anything. Whether you do this way or whether you turn the log off, it doesn't change anything. It just basically shows you in a different context. The log chart shows you everything as it is, rather than the other way, you know, which is kind of insane, right? Because say, for example, I zoom into this area here and we've got all of this data. When I switch off log, that's all I'm seeing. And, you know, according to this is even more bullish. I'm going to have maybe a $11 million Bitcoin. But that's what we got. So I hope this kind of helps. Should I hold? Sounds great, thanks. Never thought of it. It's going to I don't know. I was going up when I bought. Yeah, when you're going up, you sell, bro. You sell. I'm telling you, be honest with you. It was like 30, then I was gonna sell, but I thought we going to hit the bull market and held. What's the bull market? What is a bull market? Right? So, Jeffrey, let me answer this for you. There is no such thing as a bull market or a bear market. The only difference we have is people energy. People are confident, so the market goes up. People lose confidence, market goes down. Very simple. That's what a bull and a bear market is. There is no such thing as a bull market or a bear market. Ultimately, everything, you know, in time moves upwards. So, for example, you have more money, more business, more people, more population, more children, more everything. Right? Everything is more. People consume more. People do more cars. Everything is more. So ultimately, everything is bullish. Okay, in that context, right? Obviously, I'm just not trying to take it out of context. Everything is bullish, but what you do see is people's sentiment, people's emotions come into this. So when people are emotionally not happy, they're not going to invest into this. When they have all the news about all the global chaos and everything, imagine, for example, imagine today someone says the whole of Europe is going into war, everybody needs to go. Do you know what's going to happen? People are literally going to pull out all of their money or whatever, and they're going to put it somewhere else. You know what I mean? So the sentiment changes. So this is what you have to understand. You know, we see the China FUD, Evergrande FUD, everything. They're all coming in because Elon Musk, for example, here, the FUD affects people's emotion. It didn't affect the investors. It's just people didn't want to invest after they heard that. They didn't think, like, for example, in the UK, I'm not joking, my car doesn't have any fuel because the petrol stations are closed. How silly is that? Just because the news said something about petrols, there's not enough lorry drivers. What did enough lorry drivers have to do with fuel? But people went out there because of their crazy, insane thoughts, and they literally raided all the petrol stations. Now petrol stations are keeping it closed. So we've got a bigger problem because of no problem. So LC will do something. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. Gonna hold, but now want to trade. Selling. Still learning. Free, you're learning, of course, bro. That's the thing. That's the whole idea. One of the things that you just need to learn is understanding that what has potential to stay and what has potential not to. What is more serious and what is not, right? And it's something I go on quite often. I talk about, like, look in the market and see what are people serious about, and we can see what people are serious about by just looking at the money. Right, if you look at the money that's locked into these kind of tell you what people are serious about, right? And then obviously you got to also add the technology and see what it is. So we know each one of them is something. They have something to give to the community. What does Dogecoin really give to the community? I mean, currently, really, maybe in the future I might give you something, but what does it really give you to the community? Nothing. It just gives you a coin with the face of a dog on it. But you know what I mean? It's just, that's all it is. And Elon Musk, literally a troll on Twitter, literally just tweets about it and just takes the piss about it. I bet he doesn't even own any. Do you know what I mean? So, probably he does now. But the point is, and actually he did mention somewhere, he said he was talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but he never mentioned anything about Doge. There was an interview where he never mentioned anything about Doge. And he talked about how they call him the Doge father. But he didn't say anything about his portfolio. He exposed his, go and look on YouTube, you'll find it, Elon Musk's portfolio. And he mentioned he has Bitcoin, he has some Ethereum, he did not mention any Doge. He's exposed his portfolio and people still jump to him. So again, when people are going one way, you should be going the other way. When people are all hyping about it, you should be selling, pressing that button to sell and get the hell out. So I hope Elon Musk does another one for you, sorts it out. how BTC USD is going to do in the hourly RSI stochastic. Show bullish, but MACD looks bad. So let's do this for you. Let's get out of all of this. Let's see. Okay. So actually, RSI. And let's bring in some MACD. Let's bring in some MACD as well. All right, so let's just gonna get the MACD and see what's going on here right now. So you're looking at the hourly. Fine. Hourly looks like, as you can see here, the pattern is showing us that it's coming to that oversold zone. It's trying to reverse back again. It might just reverse back again, and when it does, that's when confirmation. So what you will be looking at is this blue line going up and this red line following behind it. That confirms that we're in the thing. So right now it's giving us a great buy zone. So if you are going to be opening a trade or whatever short term, but remember, you've got to be there. You know what I mean? And when you're trading on an hourly, you got to look for patterns on a 4 hourly. So let's have a look on the 4 hourly. Bro, on the 4 hourly, it's telling us no, it's bad. So remember, you look at a higher time frame, you trade on a lower time frame. So what you're seeing here is on the 4 hourly saying, no, danger, don't trade. So we've got the warning already. We're going to trade on an hourly, looks super solid. But on the 4 hourly, massive warning. Do not trade. So we know we should not be trading this, right? So again, this is a confirmation how to not whether to open a trade or not. So we can see that the pattern is saying that ultimately we might be bearish and we might come down. So be careful, do not trade this. And let's have a look at the charts and see what the chart is telling us. The chart is telling us, so this is I just activated Heikin-Ashi by accident. Okay, let's leave it on Heikin-Ashi anyway. On the Heikin-Ashi, we can see basically we've had green, and now we're forming some red. So we're going to have a few reds here, right? So that's what we're seeing on the 4 hourly. On the hourly, you can see the reds have already started, and so far, look at the power. I mean, look at the power of this candle. Look at how much control the bears have. So that's there. So, you know, after having this, of course, we expect to have a nice little pump, but we got to observe and see how far this is going to go. So hourly, as you can see, massive pump, dump here. Even this candle, you can see a lot of battle going on, undecided. So all of this is indicating just stay away. Don't do anything right now. Remember, this is a channel. We're inside this channel. We need to get out of this channel. You know, and currently, I'll give you another example. When I see a channel like this, what this translates to. Right, so let's just use this body, for example. So let's just use all of this body. So what this translates to is basically we've come here, we got rejected, we're going to come down, we're going to bounce around a little bit before we do a breakout or breakdown. So again, this is what this channel is translating literally. So you've got to really observe all of this pattern and understand what it is. Jeffrey says true. Hope so. Thanks, brother. No worries, man. Hope it helps. Honestly, hope it helps. You've got to really understand for the market what it is, right? And hopefully in the future, you should do well. But remember, as soon as you get an opportunity to get out. Do you know what I mean? And don't go into these crazy trades with, oh, I'm going to put $1,000 in. I'm going to put this. Don't do that. People who've already done it. And when you hear success stories, oh, I made $1 million from putting $100 worth of Doge. Question is, when did he put it, and why did he put 100, not 100,000? The reason is because he put it in very early, right? He knew that the market was going to do well, and most of the success stories come from down here somewhere. You'll notice, actually, let me activate this. So most of those success stories that you hear are all from the time when we were down here. So of course everyone's a hero when they make money up to there. Do you know what I mean? But the success stories come from down here, and that's what you should stay away from. No, OC, when you're trading a 4-hour trade, remember I told you, when you're trading on the 4 hours, you should be looking at anything less than the 4 hours. You cannot look at the 4 hour, but your pattern is what you'll be looking for the 4 hours. So on the 4 hour, you look for the pattern. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? What does all of this indicators tell us? Once you have that confirmation, then you go and trade on a lower time frame. Okay, remember I told you a daily, you're going to trade daily. You can't trade physically trade a daily because it's a 24-hour candle. So you can't trade this 24-hour candle unless you want to stay up for 24 hours. So what do? You go on a lower time frame, the one step below that, and you trade that time frame. All right, hope this kind of makes sense. I don't want to make this any longer. Also. Okay, so you you saved yourself. Good. Okay. So yeah, I mean, listen, I don't like to do trading advice all the time, but yeah, I mean, if you guys ever wanted to give me a shout, I'll do my best. But remember, whatever I'm saying here is my opinion. It's not financial advice. I will not be held responsible for any financial wrong decisions that you take. I can only give you a guidance and only education, basically based on what I know and my experience and how I would pursue the market. But as I said, looking at all of this here right now, I can see a few more bounces, and we can see coming back down here, doing all of this, maybe even coming down or maybe even going up. But right now, all of this area undecided. So I hope that kind of makes sense. And I hope what I spoke about China kind of makes sense as well, right? So the Chinese government has the second largest holding in the entire market. And also Chinese investors are not really dumb. Do you know what I mean? They're hungry. They're money hungry. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. And remember, everyone, you got to let me know your timetables when your availability, so I can bring out an average for everybody and say, okay guys, I've got the average, these guys are available that time, that guys and then I'll combine it together and I say that's the day we're going to do it, and then fix a schedule behind on that, because I can fix a time and say let's do it now, but I'm sure half the people are not ready for it. So I want to keep it ready. I want to pre-organize it. I'll give you a date and then you can keep yourself free for that day, whether it's an hour or two, and then we do it. I think it will be, I mean, here in the UK, the best time would be probably the evening, because I think a lot of people are working or, you know, studying and XYZ. So I think in the evening would be a really great time. So if we can schedule something for the evening, I think that would have the maximum impact. On Discord, bro. So on Discord, just say I'm available from this time, you know, just that's all you have to do on Discord. Just type I'm available from 1 p.m. or I'm available from 2 p.m. or I'm available in the evenings. Just something rough. You don't have to give me a specific time, but just an average of when you might be available, most likely available. So then I can use that data to say, okay, most of the people are available around this time, so let's try and schedule something. And obviously my own availability, let's schedule something around that time. So that's what I'm going to do basically. And see where it goes from there. So yeah guys, other than that, like, share, subscribe. I hope all of this was informative. I hope you found value, and remember, don't FOMO into shitty coins, because they're going to basically take your money, and if you've lost money, then don't go around selling it hoping that you're going to buy it cheaper and sell it high. No, you're going to lose even more. You're risking a lot more that way. Those are the dumb decisions a lot of people make. I always say to people, if you've bought something and you're down, you might as well hold on for dear life. That's it, right? And hope it goes back up again, because there are most times there are potential that these coins do come back. I mean, coins like this, very risky. It might come back with a single tweet, but it might never come back. You know what I mean? So you got to really understand all of this. And I mean, this is a silly thing what the person did. I don't know the brother. I think he's in the group. I'm not sure. But it's very silly that you jumped into something with a big amount of money. Now the only way you've got to recover this is to literally trade it. That's what I can say. But as I said, it's not financial advice. That's the only way you can do it. So sadly, that's the only advice I can give to you in your case. You know, and that means your risk that you would have lost all of it, or you would have been depreciated, or you would have lost the chance and lost even more money. Well, now if you know how to manage your risk, then your potential of succeeding is 50%. So you got a 50-50 chance of now trading and succeeding, and 50% chance of now also losing, as you would normally anyway. So hope this kind of helps. As I said, this is not a financial advice. You do you, I do me. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. Also, before I go, actually, on Dogecoin, I think there are companies out there where you can stake. So also you can probably stake and just sit there for a little bit. Yeah, so other than that, guys, I'll see you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos. Absolutely. Adios, adios.